Hey guys, what is going on? So I've been trying to make this video now for about 45 minutes. It takes me a while to do this because my words don't necessarily come out right or the way I would like to say them, but while I still have the ability to do so, I'd like to speak to you about something that has been weighing very heavy in my heart and my mind, and something that is very important to me as a writer, as an American, as an outspoken woman. And that is these violations of our First Amendment rights. Maybe you guys may agree or disagree, but as someone who uses their words on a regular basis to tell stories, I don't like the idea of being silenced or censored, and we are seeing that happen all the time now during this pandemic. And it's very scary to me because at the end of the day, whether you agree with something or you do not, whether you support a movement or you do not, I don't believe that these tech giants who are on trial for potential violations of antitrust laws should be able to decide who is telling the truth and who is not. That is not their job. They have a platform. I mean, there's all the technicality. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not in the justice system or anything else like that. But they have picked. They have shown us to pick and choose which side that they are on, and that is dangerous for a democracy, because a democracy operates in the idea that we have different sides, we have different points of views, we have different perspectives that allow us, hopefully, to find a middle ground. But when one side is silenced and the other side is not, when one side is promoted and the other side is not, that is no longer democracy. That is a danger to democracy. So when you see people getting censored, whether they are your sworn enemy or they are your best friend, we need to take caution in that. We need to be very aware of the slippery slope that we now find ourselves on, because once you silence somebody, do they get to raise their voice again? Do they get to speak up? Do they get to cry out against the untruths or the misinformation, or will they be forever silenced? Our First Amendment is our First Amendment because our forefathers, vices and virtues and all, decided that those freedoms were the most important building block for a democracy. Now, democracy is an incredible experiment. It is a work in progress. It is something that is something that we need to strive for every single day, and it's something that we fail at every single day as well. And I know that I'm critical of this country. I know that I speak out in opposition to many of the things that America does or does not do, and but that is my right, because that is guaranteed under my First Amendment. And now when that First Amendment is now being called into question, is our very democracy being called into question? Are we to just bow down at the altar of these tech giants who have decided that they are both judge and jury of what is right and what is wrong? Are we to be cautious? Are we to trust them? Especially considering the fact that these tech giants made billions of dollars since this pandemic began. How the fuck did that happen? While 40 million Americans lost their jobs, while 160,000 Americans lost their lives, these people made billions of dollars, and now they get to tell you what is the truth and what is not. Makes you want to question what the truth is. Makes you wonder why it is the way that it is. And I'm saying this as a warning because I am a student of history. I have studied the most violent acts of man that man has pervaded. And I fear that we are descending into a madness from which we might not be able to escape for quite some time. So I leave you with a poem from the Holocaust. It is written as a warning, as an observation, as a way of witnessing the world and how we move in it. And I want you guys just to keep that in mind. as we move forward in this time of uncertainty, this time of decisions and division. So here goes. First they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for the communist, but I did not speak out because I am not a communist. And then they came for the trade unionists, but I did not speak out because I am not a trade unionist. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Freedom of speech is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And yes, there is hate speech out there. Yes, there are people out there that do not have your best intentions at heart. But when people get deleted, when people get censored, when people get silenced, that is a danger to our democracy. That is a danger to our very way of life, of thinking, of acting, of speaking, of living. Keep that in mind, guys. You might not think that it affects you, but it will. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it's going to affect all of us. And especially for those of us that are willing to question what is happening, are willing to speak out against it. We don't want to be silenced, and you don't want us to be silenced, because then our democracy may fail. It'll be our own unraveling. Have a good day, guys. Just keep that in mind.